DNA had yet to be used in a court case in Canada, Savoy found a geneticist in the U.S. who confirmed the hair was Snowball's.
Dang.
Right? Like I was saying, you gonna have cat hair on you if somebody kills you. And they gonna have cat hair.
It's gonna be everywhere.
They're gonna have cat hair on them, too. Beamish was sentenced to 18 years to life on July 19, 1996. Diane Balkin, senior staff attorney at the Animal Legal Defense Fund, says law enforcement should investigate any pets when a homicide involves a domestic partnership. Cats have a huge amount of fur transfer, says Balkin. Pay attention if there is a litter box. Dogs that are transported in cars can lick windows or leave nose prints or paw prints. Also, just be aware if there is violence against a woman, an animal can be involved as well. The next one. Dogs used as weapons. The murder of Oluwaseyi Saye Ongwanyemi, I'm just going to call him Saye from now on because that is freaking ridiculous. 2 pit bulls were used to hunt and attack 16-year-old Saye in South London in April 2009 during a rival gang attack. The dog's owner, Christian Johnson, let the dogs go, and the animals ripped clothes off the fleeing boy and bit him repeatedly. Saye tried to climb over a fence, but the dogs repeatedly pulled him down to where the boy was stabbed repeatedly until he died.
Ugh.
A police investigation revealed 2 gangs were operating in the area where the attack took place, but detectives had little else to go on until they found a blood trail left by one of the dogs used in the attack, which they followed to Johnson. Using pioneering DNA techniques, scientists were able to conclusively link the saliva and blood to Johnson's pets, an adult male pit bull mastiff cross named Tyson and an adult female pit bull Staffordshire cross called Mia. The samples collected provided the DNA was 1 billion times more likely to come from those 2 dogs than any other animal.
Shit, billion.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson was later convicted of murder. It was the first time the new DNA techniques were used in a murder trial in the UK. When dogs attack, we get evidence on clothing, and we can pinpoint the saliva on the clothes and then compare to enormous dog and cat databases to find the perpetrators, says Lindquist.
What a way to go. That's insane. To have, like,
terrifying
dogs, like, attack you, like, oh my gosh, German Shepherds, I can't even imagine, like, either, just, like, attack you, and then, oh my god, that's brutal.
Yeah, he had, like, no chance of escaping because of the dogs.
God.
He got stabbed to death by the guy.
Yeah, because every time he'd, like, fall down, he'd stab him. At that point, it's kind of like a game. It sounded like a, I mean, obviously, it probably didn't go on for long at all, but, oh my gosh, that's insane.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
This next one is called Missing Child Found Using Dog Hairs. The Murder of Danielle Van Dam. In February 2001, 7-year-old Danielle Nicole Van Dam disappeared from her bed in San Diego. Her frantic parents didn't know exactly when she disappeared, at night or early the following morning, and police had very little to work on. Then a suspect slowly shifted into view. David Westerfield, who lived alone across from the Van Dam house. He was a meticulous gardener who left his house the morning Danielle was discovered missing. While other neighbors assisted in searching for the missing girl, Westerfield packed up his RV and left.
Oh, God. That's not obvious.
No, right? Make yourself look a little suspicious, why don't you? Because of Westerfield's suspicious behavior, police obtained a search warrant for his house. Inside, police found dog hairs similar to that of the Van Dam's family dog. Prosecutors argued the dog hair was clinging to the Van Dam's pajamas when Westerfield kidnapped her from her bedroom. Westerfield was convicted of Van Dam's abduction and murder and was sentenced to death on August 21st, 2002. This is the kind of case we've seen most often, when we find a body wrapped in a comforter, sheet, or tape, and there's animal hair stuck in the material, says Lindquist. The unique thing about animal hair is that dogs and cats groom themselves, so they are putting saliva on the shaft of the hair. We are more likely to find DNA on animal hair than on human hair because animal saliva is individual. Then animal DNA can be used as one of the pieces of the evidence puzzle.
Wow, that does make sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no miscalculating that.
This last one is not a crime, but kind of spooky, scary, and also very interesting.
Ooh.
It is called Oscar the Grim Reaper.
Oh.
It's about a cat.
We have a cat named Oscar, too.
No. I didn't even think of that. So, Oscar has an uncanny knack for knowing when residents at a nursing home in Rhode Island are going to die.
Oh.
He sits on their bed until the event happens.
Oh my god. Like, Oscar, you are not sleeping with me tonight, okay? Go away.
At first, Oscar's gift seemed a bit creepy. The gray and white feline, raised in a dementia unit at Steer House Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Rhode Island, could predict when residents were close to death, staying curled up in a ball beside them during their final hours. Some who learned about his gift likened Oscar to the Grim Reaper, but rehab center staff viewed his unusual abilities as a gift, as it gave them time to summon family members to the bedside of their loved ones. Plus, the residents had a comforting presence next to them as they readied to die, even if they weren't fully conscious.
Can you imagine if you're just, like, on lunch break or something, and then, like, Oscar comes over to chill by you, and you're like, bro.
I'm just like, ooh.
What does this mean? Not today, homie.
Oscar was adopted by the facility from an animal shelter when he was a kitten. The hope was to raise him as a therapy cat. But he didn't really take to people, at least not those who were healthy. Instead, at about 6 months of age, he began making the rounds with the medical staff, heading into each room to sniff and observe the patients. If someone's death was imminent, he'd hop into the bed and remain until he or she died, which was typically within 4 hours. By 2010, he had accurately forecasted some 50 deaths and was better at predicting someone's death than the medical staff.
Wow.
No one is certain how Oscar's gift works. Some theorize he can smell certain scents that humans can't. Others think that he's learned something from the behaviors of nurses at the center. But what is certain is this. Oscar has been thanked by families in obituaries, he's the subject of a book, and there's a wall plaque at the center commending him for his compassionate hospice care. Not bad for a shelter kitty.
Oh, my heart.
I know.
Oh my god. What a little angel baby.
So sweet.
I wonder, I mean, there's a reason that, like, a lot of, like, spiritual people like to keep cats around, because it's to ward off, like, evil spirits and everything, and it's just, like, to protect you, you know? So I wonder maybe if he might know in, like, a spiritual sense, or with just, like, scent. Like, what if we do kind of, like, release, like, a hormone or something that he can smell?
Something, yeah.
Oh my god.
And, you know, it kind of is, like, Grim Reaper-ish, but I don't necessarily see the Grim Reaper as, like, a bad thing. It's like an escort.
Yeah.
Like a helper. Have you seen those comics? Boy, was I bawling my fucking eyes out the other day. It's a comic, and it's, like, a little black cat ghost standing over his dead body. And the Grim Reaper's there. And the Grim Reaper's like, did you go too close to the road again? And the little black cat's like, no, they hit me on purpose. And he's like, humans can be so cruel. And he's laying flowers on... The Grim Reaper's laying flowers on the cat's body. And the little cat's like, but I didn't get to say goodbye to her.
Oh my god.
Can we go say goodbye? And then he goes and says... Or he goes to see the little old lady that's been taking care of him. And she's like... You haven't come back for your food. He hasn't eaten any of his food. I mean, it's just so sad.
Why? Oh.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
I was literally bawling, and I was upset that I was crying.
Oh my god.
Because of a cat comic. Jonathan's like, were you crying? I was like, yes. There was a sad cat comic.
Well, it's just kind of like that one where it's like, was I a good boy? And the Grim Reaper's like, no, I was told you were the goodest or the greatest. The feels.
I know, and these depictions of the Grim Reaper as like a compassionate character,
yeah.
You know, I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what if it is like everybody? I mean, I guess like we fear the Reaper, haha, like the song, but
seasons don't fear the Reaper
because it's the unknown, and he could be a nice guy, but everybody is so afraid of death. And I think it's like one of the main reasons for religion too, because it's also like, how are you going to explain death to a child? You know, like, that's where kind of, like, religion kind of comes in as, like, a cushion of, like, okay, well, we won't live forever, but when we die, we will go somewhere great and magical and special.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. It'll be fine. I was having, like, an existential crisis the other day. We recently lost one of our, like, really, really freaking young friends to cancer. And I was just, like, panicking, like, oh my god. I'm not religious. It's like, there's nothingness for me at that point. I don't know. I was really stressed out.
Oh.
Just a little existentialism, but we're good now.
You just kind of need that to fuck up your day a little bit, and then, alright, I'm good.
Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know. So do you still believe in, like, the vast nothingness when we die?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not, like, concrete on absolutely nothing, no possible way, but, like, I tend to lead towards more, like, logical and explainable things. Mm-hmm. Not that things that aren't logical and things that aren't explainable don't exist, but that's just where I go. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would say, for, like, my side, definitely more spiritual. I mean, I did kind of grow up, like, really religious. And, but I don't believe... I mean, okay, I believe in the sense of God is the, like... I don't know how to explain it without sounding crazy. I don't believe he's a guy who's, like, shame on you for fornicating. I believe that that's, like, the main... energy power source, and I feel like we are all recycled, that's like energy, basically. 100%.
Mm-hmm. That is like my concept of God, if it's God.
Yeah.
And Jonathan too, like Mother Nature. God is just like a power greater than you. Mother Nature definitely is a power greater than me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know, that doesn't necessarily say anything about intelligent design or where we go when we die.
Yeah. Or the Grim Reaper. But I definitely do believe in, like, angels are known as, like, the positive light force that is, I don't know. It's like the butterfly effect, you know? Like, maybe that little Oscar was here as a little gift to, like, a little light walker to help people go to the light. And then, what if Oscar was never born? Like, I don't know. It's just, like, if you kind of go down, like, the whole butterfly effect, it's insane.
Yeah, is everything, like, meant to be on these predetermined paths?
Mm-hmm. Yep, scientifically proven that we create our own reality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, that escalated quickly.
That did.
I don't know.
That was fun.
I like that one.
Alrighty, heavy sigh. Well, thank you, Therapist Pinky, for letting me tell you about my embarrassing hospital story, and I will continue to play my game, and hopefully my next future ex-husband will not know.
That'll be $152 for services.
Alright, I'll Venmo you.
Alright, that's it for this week. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Scare you later, B.
Deuces.
That wraps up the Spooky Scary Show. If you've enjoyed this podcast, click that like or follow button. We are available on Spotify, iTunes, and all major podcast streaming services. Spooky Scary Show is an independent podcast with big dreams. So if you would like to show your support, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Spooky Scary Show. Also, join in on the conversation. Follow us on Instagram at Spooky Scary Show for science and spooky facts. Scary you later. Spooky.
need to pee before we start?
Yes.
No. Hello and welcome. We are the Ladies of Strange. I'm Ashley.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Rebecca.
Thank you for joining us each week as we discuss
The history, mystery, and theory.
Of all things questionable, odd, and eerie.
I'm out of breath.
All you did
That
was...
intro was hard. And I did not pee myself.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Much
I made it.
appreciated.
Yeah, that is your chair.
It is. Oh, I took the plastic out from underneath it, though.
That was poor timing.
Indeed. But it's fine. I made it to the bathroom.
We are kids who need lids, and now we're going to add plastic sheeting underneath us.
And I was going to say urinals, but
I've never
bedpans.
There we go.
Ew. Ew.
Well,
You're responsible for your own.
no, bedpans.
Anyway.
You ready to learn about Ashley's rap name?
Well, we got to cover something we announced earlier this week first.
That's right. And you told me about this before we started recording.
What? I didn't know if it was going to be like now or if we were going to like stay tuned for breaking news. I don't know. Shut up. Go
It's
ahead.
already been announced. Rebecca, what's up?
So we're doing a iTunes giveaway.
Ta-da!
If you follow us on social media, you know how this works. If you don't, why aren't you following us on social media? We're not needy attention whores. Anyway.
I am.
Links can be found at
fully admit.
theladiesofstrange.com.
Follow Tiffany. She likes being followed online, not in real life. Anyway,
For the most part.
iTunes giveaway. How you enter? You leave a review on iTunes. That's it. Please be nice.
Easy, simple.
Preferably a 5-star.
Yeah,
but
Preferably a 5-star, but you have to leave a review. Otherwise, we don't know who left them. So if you left us a rating but didn't leave us a review, leave us a review. So we're going to wait until we get 100 ratings on iTunes, and then we're going to draw a name. And what do you win? You win stickers. We're going to send you one of our Patreon buttons. We're going to send you a piece of merch of your choice and maybe a couple other fun things we decided to throw in.
and if we pick your name and you didn't leave us a 5-star, you're going to get glitter bombed.
Ooh, I like that idea. So if you
So
want to
leave the review that you feel is required.
Leave.
Appropriate.
There you go.
that your gut is telling you to leave. If you really want that glitter bomb, you can tell us. You can leave a good review, and we will send you a glitter bomb. Just saying.
Yeah, if you request a glitter bomb and do 5 stars, we'll still send you one.
You might get a thruple glitter bomb.
Ooh, and we can, not saying this will happen because you don't know what's going to happen, but there may or may not be a fun postcard with a, what is it we do? Like the ye olden time language?
Oh.
It'll be great.
One of our letters.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyway, leave us a review. Enter. Once we hit 100, we're gonna draw a name. We're so organized.
Ye olden time language.
Ew. Shush. It's wonderful. You guys just enter into the drawing and you'll find out how wonderful it is.
Or become a patron.
That too. At a certain level, we write you a letter, and it's Wunderbar. And I'll mention a Wunderwaffe. It'll be great. In the olden language.
It's not that type of letter. Anyway, Tiffany, what are we talking about today? As Rebecca panics and tries to change the subject really quickly.
We are talking
Yes, we are.
about something ooky and spooky.
The Addams Family.
Da-da-da-da.
They're spooky ooky. This is ooky and spooky.
Oh, my bad. We're talking about
Family Addams.
da-da-da-da.
So in Germany, in 1589, this is our scene. The town of Bedburg was being terrorized by a being so ferocious and vicious that citizens were afraid to leave their houses without guards or weapons.
By a being, not the town being.
A being, yes, as in
Okay. I was just
a physical
I
being.
saw Rebecca's face because it sounded like you said by it being.
Oh no, a being. Sorry.
I missed a noun somewhere
no.
in there. What's happening?
Oh, don't bring in school stuff. People took their lives into their own hands by walking to the market or to work. But what caused this panic, you might ask?
The Wunderwaffe.
It is a terrifying thing.
Off-color joke. That causes hysteria. Anyway.
Well, the truth is scarier than you think.
It was caused by you?
Oh, burn. Thanks, Becca.
Goats.
No, actually. The residents were being stalked by a werewolf.
Oh.
Legit.
Snap.
Did one of y'all let your husbands out at night?
It is a full moon tonight while we were recording.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about legit. A werewolf. You heard me right. A period werewolf period.
Where was this wolf?
In Bedburg, Germany. Don't believe me?
Just
You
watch.
can check it out. Don't believe me? Just watch. Ow. Don't believe me? You can check it out. I have a source that will be on the blog.
I have a
A
source. Did you verify this source?
No, there were 3. Hold on.
I found 3 of sources.
No, there were 3 or 1, 2, 3. 3 people who have first-hand accounts of this.
Wow.
In 1589. Okay.
Actually, it's 1590 when they gave their telling of it.
Okay.
But whatever. Scumantics. Peter Stump. I think that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. He is referenced in the big sources, The Damnable Life and Death of Stoop Peter.
Stopeter.
Yeah, basically his last name translates into stump because he didn't have a left hand. He just had a little stump.
Well, that's just mean.
Yes.
How did... But don't you...
Aren't names
Yes.
passed down?
Are you saying this should be Stumpson?
No, wasn't this just... was it just a coincidence that he didn't have a left hand? Or did they change his name once they realized...
Well,
like,
there's
oh, no.
obviously 2 Peters in the town, and then they made it easy on themselves, and they're like, well, your nickname is now Stump.
Since you don't have a left hand, you can no longer be a Stein. You have to be a Stump. I'm so sorry, Peter.
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I will not have an answer for you.
Let's say not follow up on that.
But in 1590, there was a 16-page pamphlet that was written based off of these 3 people's eyewitness accounts and the dozens of stories from the town. Unfortunately, the original pamphlet no longer exists. It's translated from Dutch, but all of those got burned in I think it was like a 30-year war or something like that, where all of the books and stuff like that got burnt. I didn't do as much research as I should have, but it all got
16-page pamphlet in the 1800s.
1590s.
1500s. So they really had to handwrite all of those pages.
Yeah.
Yes. But
So
it's a
much
pamphlet.
work.
It's a pamphlet. I was able to read through it in Old English, and it's fine. It's not that bad.
It's fine. I made it through.
Would you like a briefing? Or a briefing? Preview.
I would like the Cliff Notes version of the pamphlet.
A most true discourse declaring the life and death of one Stoop Peter being a most wicker sorcerer.
Wicker.
Mm-hmm. That's what it says.
He cursed the wicker.
He was a sorcerer. Actually, he was a werewolf. So basically, Peter Stubbs was a wealthy, widowed farmer in Germany with no left hand. He had 2 children, a boy and a girl, and he was very well loved in town. When all of this came out, spoiler alert, he's a werewolf. When all of this came out, his confession was that at the age of 14, he sold his soul to the devil.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dum, dum,
And his left hand?
No, the left hand was gone before that.
Oh, okay.
I know. I apologize, but I wish I had an answer for you on the hand. I don't. He's stumped with the stump.
You're stumped
I'm
about
stumped.
what happened.
At least he's
Exactly.
all right now.
I got better.
Not sorry.
Okay, so when the devil asked him what he wanted, most people would have asked for like fame, fortune, wealth, eternal life. I don't know.
A fiddle of gold.
Against your soul.
If you think I'm better than you.
So when the devil offered him this trade, I'm going to give you a quick excerpt. The devil, who hath a ready ear to listen to the lewd motions of cursed men, promised to give him whatsoever his heart desired during his mortal life. Whereupon this vile wretch neither desired riches nor promotion, nor was his fancy satisfied with any external or outward pleasure, but having a tyrannus?
Having a tired anus.
Tyrannus?
But having a tired in his heart and a most cruel bloody mind, requested that at his pleasure he might work his malice on men, women, and children in the shape of some beast, whereby he might live without dread or danger of life, and unbeknownst to the executor of any bloody enterprise which he meant to commit. The devil made him a werewolf.
Ooh, ah.
He sounds like a serial killer.
I was about to say, so he wanted to have an excuse to act out against anyone he wanted to. Basically.
Exactly. He didn't want money or fame or what.
I want blood.
Yes. So what did the devil do? What would you do? Like, obviously, he turned him into a werewolf. I've said that like 10 times.
Spoiler.
But he gave him this belt. They call it a girdle in the pamphlet, which I thought was awesome because I have a girdle.
Not the same thing.
I know, but it made me really happy. Anytime I put that
Move
girdle
on.
Anytime I put
Now-
that girdle on, I'm going to be like, my husband's going to hate me. But he has this belt that he would put on, transform into the werewolf, and the moment he took the belt off, he was back to being his normal self without any signs that he was ever a wolf.
That's not how that works.
How does he get a belt on if he has one hand?
How does he take the belt off?
Like,
When he's a werewolf, did he only have one hand?
Did he have like 3 paws?
I would imagine he only had 3 paws.
Oh.
Well, wouldn't it be really obvious who the werewolf was?
I would have
Oh.
gotten real sentimental about that werewolf
Okay, so,
if he only had 3 paws.
so the next time the devil's here in Georgia, we're going to ask him about Peter Stump and whether or not he had 3 paws.
We'll go to Stone Mountain. It's fine.
We'll hunt some shrimp and talk to the devil.
It'll be great. So what Peter ended up doing, his reign of terror, let's talk about it real quick. Because he admitted to all of this on his deathbed.
As you do.
Come closer, my child. Let me tell you the story of the devil and the 3-footed werewolf.
So we don't really know how old Peter was because all of the records from that time got burnt in that fire we talked
I'm
about.
certain the 1500s had great records too.
I mean,
16-page pamphlets about a stoopwoofle.
Well, they were bored. Again, TV's invented now. It's great.
Thanks, TV.
yeah. So at the age where he met the devil, he was really into the dark arts and the occult and black magic and necromancy and sorcery and all this. So whenever he became a werewolf, he started off simple. He'd go out, snatch one person here, one person there.
Okay,
Just like,
when you said simple, I'm like, okay, maybe he took a chicken and then like upgraded to a goose.
Oh, see, I was picturing like a Buffalo Bill just putting the belt on and being like, "Ooh, yes, hello." The
I
chicken.
do
like,
mean-
or the Grinch. Ooh, that's it. I'm not going.
Me, anytime I have to go to a public event, I'm just like, nope.
But what will I wear?
Loathing and self-pity. I can't cancel that again. Sorry.
that's fine.
It's
Favorite
December
Christmas
now. We
movie?
can say this.
That is true.
Favorite Christmas movie?
So what he would do is snatch a person here or there. He would wait until they
Would
were...
he snatch a person anywhere? I'm sorry.
Would he
Funny
snatch
things
him
are
in a box?
everywhere.
Would he snatch him in a box?
Would he possibly snatch a fox?
Not in a house, not with a mouse, okay? It's fine. Actually, he would in a house with a mouse. I don't know. No, Peter Stump, not Dr. Seuss. So he would wait until people were traveling alone, or since Peter was well known and well liked in the neighborhood, in the town, whatever, he would like call out to people and be like, "Oh, hey, Lucy, how are you today?" And Lucy would come over to talk to him, and then bam, put on his belt, rape her, eat her, move
Did
on
you
with
say
his day.
rape her?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can't just throw that detail in casually. Werewolf rape is a serious subject, ma'am.
It is. And it gets weird and awful in here. So I didn't mention that we're going to have to put the disclaimer in here, but you guys have already heard it.
So, yeah, buckle up. Tighten your belt strap, maybe.
Yes. So yeah, poor Lucy. He called her over, transformed, raped her, ate her, put her away somewhere.
Ate her. I don't know if that's the best.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's bad.
Raped her, ate her, put her away somewhere.
Yeah, you know.
For later. Oh, Dr. Seuss is back.
Damn it.
I'm dying.
Okay, we might not send a glitter bomb if we get a couple of bad reviews. I get it.
Oh, we make jokes so that we can get through it. It's fine. So over time, his thirst for blood grew. It has been said that he would rape and murder them, quote, plucking out their throats and tearing their joints asunder.
How do you pluck out one's throat?
I don't know.
With your canines?
That wouldn't be a pluck. That would be more like a rip.
He was gentle about it.
Like, did he like play the vocal cords like a harp? Like, be-ding.
So yeah, that's what he would do. And this reign of terror lasted 25 plus years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So it was really easy to blame it on wolves because back then, you know, they didn't have cameras. I don't know the best way to...
No, Tiffany, they didn't. But they did have watches, we learned.
We did. My mind is still blown by that fact. I get they had clocks, but watches on your wrist, portable, that's just crazy.
Solar powered
The
watches.
fact they didn't have cameras is the sole reason this couldn't be solved.
Yes, exactly. Because we don't have the security systems now on the front door.
Fuck that. Half the stores around here don't even have decent enough security cameras. They're all
True.
grainy. Like your Ring camera is like HGTV. HG?
HD.
But then Walmart's like, I think it's a man, possibly white.
It's either a good old country boy or a gorilla escape.
Hard to tell.
There's a good chance it's Bigfoot.
Someone is definitely on that footage. Not sure who they are or what they're doing.
But there was a person there at one time.
Exactly. So you would imagine that as time goes on and these wolf attacks keep getting worse and worse, people start arming themselves and bringing out guards with them and like traveling in packs and all of this.
So do wolves. That's your problem.
True. Not three-pawed wolves. So whenever people would ramp up their security and such, he would go after lambs and sheep and the same thing. Sorry. He would go after
Farm animals.
livestock was the word. That's it. Yes. So there were some chickens and some cows. So I guess that's starting off light, but that's not where he started.
That's not where he started.
No. Unfortunately, this gets into some territory I don't like to talk about, so we're just going to kind of like skirt past it. He snatched up a lot of children. He snatched up 2 women with child.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
The guy who wrote that 16-page pamphlet, the way he said that they were pregnant made me laugh.
They were ripe with child.
I can't find it, but something that was like plump with child or large with child. I don't remember.
Hilarious.
This is me not thinking you're funny. But when he talked about the 2 pregnant women he ate, he talked about how eating the hearts of the unborn children was like the most delicious thing he had ever experienced. I got the heebie-jeebies and I was like, F this guy.
It's an awkward topic, but I don't want to say I could see that. That's going to make me sound really bad. People like prefer baby animals for a reason.
That's true.
Veal is a thing. And so, I mean, not to side with a
So is
baby
the,
cannibal, but
Boiling unborn, it's either chickens or ducks.
like the fertilized eggs.
Yeah.
What?
So it's like part yolk, part
It's
duck.
like just before they're fully formed to where they would hatch, and you boil.
Oh my God, no.
It's like a delicacy.
It's a street snack.
No. What is wrong with people?
I think isn't it an Asian
It is.
culture?
I'm trying to remember specifically which one.
Yeah. But no, it's like just before they're hatchable, basically.
That makes me really sad. You guys, I wanted to talk about happy subjects like werewolves, and you guys brought me down.
What, ma'am?
Ma'am.
You are leading this conversation.
I know.
Remember, him starting light in your story was raping and murdering a woman.
Lucy.
Poor Lucy.
Sorry, Lucy. Oh no, I just realized there's a Lucy that I really like. I didn't mean to use that name. I'm sorry.
Well, she wasn't alive in the 1500s.
Fair.
And I don't think, previous life maybe, but
Fair. Well, she would probably be happy to know she was killed by a werewolf. Anyway, so his lust for blood became pretty much insatiable. Insatiable? What's the right word? Insatiable.
I think, yeah, one of those.
I got this. It's 50-50.
uncontrollable.
Yeah. So much so that he ended up killing and eating his son.
Not cool, man.
Right? I'm willing to cross a couple lines.